lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
And welcome into Back to the Basics. We have I think it's going to be a great show for you tonight. We have someone that I can't believe I finally got on here, and it's Miss Ann Eubanks. And we also have Mr. Wayne, which is my co-host. How you doing, Wayne?
Hey, now, how y'all doing?
Good. Ann Eubanks can be heard on the Scott Beeson Show in Birmingham on 92.5. And she can also be heard on the Scott Beeson Show down in Montgomery on News Talk 91.3. And I've known Ann for a while because she is one of these that when Scott needs to be late for a dental appointment or a doctor's appointment, or he just wants to take a day off, Miss Ann comes in and takes over for him. How you doing, Miss Ann?
I'm doing great, just great. Good to see you again, Big Dave. How's Jeeves doing? Is he doing good?
He's okay. He's okay. He's still hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, just keeping Ann, up with it.
That's it. But Miss Ann has been in and around politics, but we're not really going to talk politics tonight. We're going to talk prepping and the things that Scott Beeson don't let her talk about when he brings her on the show. So we figured we would bring her on my show and see if we couldn't talk about some stuff like the other day she started talking about. This was Thursday a week ago.
Yeah.
She was talking about a Black Swan event.
Yeah. And
tell us what you think the Black Swan event is going to be.
Well, there could be one of four. Most people don't even know what Black Swan events are, but there are things that happen that are rare and hard to predict. Although here lately, because of AI, because of the WEF, the World Economic Forum, because of Bill Gates, the whole COVID thing was a black swan. They're hard to predict. They're high in impact. They have widespread consequences, and you only understand that it was really a black swan event after it's over.
Right.
Yeah. So we've been looking at, and y'all know I have connections in DC and I have connections all over the country with let's see, how do I put it?
Special people.
And that's why I'm on mostly Thursday, Conspiracy Thinker Thursday.
Y'all need to change the name of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to be Conspiracy Thinker.
Used to be. Okay, we can do that. I'll do that next time I'm on.
Right.
So the first one that will probably come about will be caused by AI. And because AI is evolving at such a unbelievable rate, I mean, exponentially every month, it is gathering more and more intelligence. I think Microsoft just came out with Grok 4. They're real close to hitting quantum if they have not already. So what AI does is you will not be able to know what's really true, because it can make you think something that's not true, looks true, sounds true, could be true, but it's not. So in a political year like 26 is, the midterms are so important. the real problem is, the most immediate threat is trust in what you see, hear, and believe. Just like the 2020 election.
Yeah.
I was a black swan event. We knew, or those of us who work in that area knew something ain't right.
Yeah.
So, you know, besides the political piece, you're going to have an economic piece where they go with they're all trying to get us to do digital IDs, the real star um, driver's license, which is nothing but a national database.
That's why.
Once you get digital ID with AI algorithms controlling it,
That's scary.
that's scary. And
Yeah.
it's fast approaching unless we, the people like us who understand what's going on, can stop it. And
Now I don't have a star ID. I
I don't,
never did. I
don't either.
I don't care to have one. I don't plan on doing any more traveling. I'm like, hey, y'all can have that stuff.
so they don't tell you that you don't have to have a star ID. You don't have to have a digital ID if you have a passport. And I have a passport. And so I can still travel until they force us, which
Right.
they will try to force us to have the digital ID. So, how do we avoid, or how do we deal with this black swan, the AI black swan event? Always question anything and everything, which is what I do anyway. So,
Right. Yeah.
that's not going to be any different for me. And know the truth, especially the biblical truth.
That's right.
We're going to have some really difficult times coming up that are biblical prophecy, that we have got to know our own faith and our biblical truth to be able to say that's not real. Project
Right.
Bluebeam is
You
coming
were
up.
talking about Bluebeam, but
Yeah.
before you go to that,
Okay.
being in the biblical word, you've got to know about the false prophets,
Yes.
because there in the end days there is a lot of false prophets that are going to be coming out, and hey, they are going to look great and just, I mean, look as good,
Believable
Believe
stuff.
very.
very
Yeah.
believable,
Yeah.
and that is a big thing. Me and Wayne's even talked about this off air. We've talked. We were talking about the biblical stuff that he's getting into. I've been really getting into it a lot here lately, trying to make sure that I'm people that are going to listen to this podcast is not going to know. Yes, I work in radio. I work at a Christian radio station,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean anything unless you are in the Word, talking about the Word, and trying to learn more about the Word.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, how do you know this? Well, God gave me the gift of discernment, and I just know how to connect the dots. He gives me these words, and the two words that I've gotten were Dominos and prepare. And I've had those validated because I kind of hang out with some people who do the same thing. So I was at lunch the other day with a group of them, and I said, the two words I've gotten are Dominos and prepare. And the lady next to me said, that's exactly what I'm hearing.
Right.
Dominos and prepare. So I said, well, that kind of validates that it's not all in my brain that I'm receiving this message.
And you got that one, and God has put on me for this year is to stop prioritizing convenience. In
Right.
other words, don't stop and get breakfast every morning at the Quick Mart or at the, at the drive-through. Make some stuff and take it to work and save that money. I don't know why he's trying to get me to save the money, but there is a reason, and even Wayne's been talking about it. He's trying to, he's fixing to get into canning and stuff. I'm trying to get him into it, right?
Yep.
So, it's going to make a big difference once we all learn about it and the prepared. I mean, if you don't look at the world right now,
yeah,
and you cannot see that you need to be preparing.
Yeah,
I mean, for
the
the black,
dominoes are falling.
yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
They are. And,
Yeah.
and we need to. It's crazy because in 2008 I was younger, and I didn't see any of it at that time. But I am older, and the older you get now, my kids that are, 27 and 30, they're looking at it and going, "Hey, Dad, what do we need to do?" Because there's some stuff coming that we have never seen before, and we want to know what's going on. Guys, we're fixing to go to break, and when we come back, we are going to talk more with Miss Ann about this Black Swan event. We've talked about AI and all this stuff, and we're going to talk more about it in just a second. We'll be right back.
Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap. He turned my worries to worship, how about that? Used to feel stuck, now I'm free in the light. Like he flipped on a switch in the middle of night. Now I two-stepped through the trials, singing with a smile. Devil tried to haunt me, but I'm walking like a child of the King. Yeah, my default, a little grace, a little grit, a little fight and won't quit. I've been changed, I admit. Now my soul just won't sit.
Got my feet on the rail and my heart in the sky.
God been so good, got me testifying high.
Got my Bible in my hand and my soul feeling trouble.
Grace in my cup, this a back porch revival. Like, hey now.
Joy hit different in the shade.
Can't hear me. Wayne's giving me signals, and I can't believe I did that. Welcome back into Back to the Basics with Big Dave, Mr. Wayne, and got Miss Ann in here that has a word for this year, and it is dominoes and prepared.
Right.
So finish up with your story. You gave us AI.
Yeah, I gave the AI. So in order to prepare for this AI takeover, like I said, don't believe everything you see or hear. Keep your money, cash, silver, gold close. Don't put everything in banks. Have tangible assets that will support you if you can't go spend money, such as learning how to can, making bread, which, doing little gardens, which we've all learned how to do in the past year. And the big thing is protect your data. Have backup copies of your birth certificate, your driver's license, passports, financial records, all of that, in case of that. So the second black swan.
Wayne's writing that down. He's like, "Oh,
is he right now?
Yeah, he goes, I hadn't done that."
Oh yeah.
Well, Miss Ann was also saying on Scott's show that you should put it on a thumb drive, and then put it in a Faraday bag.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have Faraday bags pretty cheap now. You can get them pretty cheap. And Todd Dixon, our engineer at the station, he is going to come on one week and talk about taking part of the internet that I want to hang on to in case we have an EMP and putting the computer in a Faraday bag and putting a couple of thumb drives in there. So like if the USDA canning books and
Right.
different books like that, instead of having a hard copy, I can still have a computer copy.
Right. And that's important. And if you have an extra phone, people don't understand that just turning off your phone and even just wrapping it in aluminum foil
Doesn't
won't work.
Mm-mm.
It actually has to be in a Faraday type box. When they sent out that national signal, I actually put my phone in the Faraday box that we have, and I left it there. My daughter wrapped her phone up in aluminum foil while she was at work. When she turned her phone back on, she got the message.
Right.
And I turned mine back on. I did not.
Wow.
So it makes a difference.
So you turned yours back on. It was like Verizon. It was off.
Yeah, it was off.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, that's the second thing I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
A major cloud outage will take down the infrastructure, and Verizon customers got to experience that. What happens if it goes down?
Yeah.
So we have to be prepared for how do we communicate, even if China takes it down through not even an EMP, but they have the ability to hack and take down our infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to. That's another black swan event that
See,
could happen.
I thought them balloons that came over the U.S.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were fixing to do.
I think they were gathering information in order to set that up.
I think you could be right. You could be right. I was thinking that when they blew, when they came over, I know they did go a lot around our military installations and stuff like that. But
That's like these scanners that can now just walk past you. They don't even have to get that close to you, and they can copy and take every electronic data that you have on your person. So, it's out there. It can be done. So again, the two-way radio, what we used to call Nextel,
Yes.
you can get those now, but you have to make sure that they're in a Faraday box.
Now, what kind do you have? Do you have the Nextel, or is it the Rapid?
Yes, the Rapid, whatever they call that.
All right.
It's just a two-way. They actually don't have Nextels anymore. They went out of business.
Yeah, because I had Nextel at one time.
Yep.
The Rapid radios, is that?
Yep.
Do you have to pay a monthly fee for them or something?
No, it's a yearly fee. I think once you pay for them, it's like $25 or $50 according to how many you have a year.
Okay.
So that way you can't, and that's just an automatic talk. You don't have to, but you can't talk across frequencies. If you want to talk across frequencies, you have to have the handheld ham radios. So in other words, you and your wife could have the Rapid radios and talk to each other. But if you and Wayne didn't buy the same frequency Rapid radio, you could not talk to each other. Only with the handheld ham radios can you do that.
Ham radio.
Okay, now let me ask you this about the radio, because I wrote that down, best two-way radio, the Rapid radios.
Right.
Now, if I was to buy, one for me, one for my daughter, one for my son, one for my wife.
Yes, you can get, I know they come in bundles of 2, 4, and 6, but they also talk about having companies have the same ones. So obviously, as many as you buy, they have them set. to whatever.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. Could they set it on the same frequency? If I bought one, Wayne bought one, and all my family had one, and a few of his family had them.
Yeah.
Could we all be on the same frequency
Yes.
to be?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know.
Now, normally, if you get a ham radio, you have to have a license. You go through your ham. But in cases, the law states in cases of emergency or martial law, you can use a ham radio without a license, as long as you don't interfere with first responders or military. But to
That makes
talk
sense.
to other people, you can use a ham radio. That's what the law states.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down because I want to look that up. It's not that I don't trust you, Miss Ann, but I like to look it up and go and make sure she's telling me the truth. See, that's what you should do with AI.
That's right.
Right.
But you have to be careful you don't look up the same AI part.
Exactly.
Right.
But and the reason I know that about the ham thing is I was actually taking the ham course to get a license. So
is it hard right now?
The first part's not hard. Once you get past the first part, you really have to focus and study because it has all the frequencies and it's harder on the second one.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, you were talking about the grid and all going down and all that. Do you think that that will bring in the power outages and the war?
Yeah.
Do you think that will bring in the war and the power outages?
I don't know about, I think if the grid goes down, they don't have to come here. 90% of the people will die within 6 months or sooner.
Right.
Because once the grid goes down, your hospitals, your anything, the stores, you can't buy things. Once that happens, people are going to panic and we're going to have mass casualty. The only way we're going to survive that is to be self-sufficient like they were in the 1800s.
Well, I guess that 85 pounds of pasta that I have out there is not enough. I need to get more.
You need the Amish book or the backyard homestead book.
Yes, I do need that.
Yeah, backyard homesteading for dummies. To see how big it is.
I need that.
Yeah.
We both need that, Wayne.
That's a good book.
Where'd you get that? I looked at it.
I think I had to order all of these online. I have, let's see, the hydroponic garden.
Oh, yes, I love hydroponic.
That's really hard to do, though. Container gardening.
Yeah,
Make sure that you have seeds that are GMO. And you can go online on Primal Survivor and get the 9 actions that you need to do immediately after an EMP strike, because that's going to tell you what immediately you need to do in order to keep yourself and your family alive.
And I know we can say it on radio, but we also we go on the internet to TikTok and to YouTube, but you should have your pew-pews also.
Right.
And I mean, I'm just going to leave that there. You should have your pew-pews and the freedom seeds that go in it. Make sure you have your freedom seeds or you're not doing anyone any good.
That's right.
So,
because in about the 3rd month, they're going to be knocking down your door.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a big dog and your pew-pews. And
I got a decent sized dog. He'll protect me. But, it's funny, Miss Ann, in 2 weeks, I've got a buddy of mine from Georgia. He is a prepping pastor that's going to come on. And we're going to, Steve, And Stuart, he's the prepping pastor is what I call him. That's not what he goes by or anything. But I'm going to talk to him about some of this as far as the biblical part of what we really need to be looking at, what we need to be researching in, and stuff like that. Backyard homesteads for dummies. I got that. I wrote that one down. That
And
was
it's got lots of pictures and how to build things and where to hide your food. And I mean, it's really good.
okay, good. So it's got pictures because I can't
It's
read.
got pictures. Yeah. So the third black swan event that could happen is something that actually the Midwest is facing right now, the water crisis.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a big deal because they're predicting a major drought, excuse me, in the American West that's not going to end anytime soon. Excuse me. So water is a big deal.
Okay.
If
Well,
you have a well.
hang on, hold that thought. And when
Got
we come back after this break, because we're running over, I already noticed, because I'm all into this topic. You're all right.
You know I can talk.
Oh, I can too, especially about this stuff. Guys, when we come back, we will talk more about the water situation that you need, and we will be back right after this.
Please don't ever get played. Hey now. Sun shining when I pray. This that homegrown hallelujah on a Saturday.
Hey now,
Joy hit different in the shade.
hey now,
Please don't ever get played.
hey now.
Sun shining when I pray. This that homegrown hallelujah on a Saturday.
Sipping God's word, buzzing like a summer honeybee. Neighbors pulling up just to hear that sound of a saved soul singing while the praise goes down. We ain't perfect, just forgiven and found. Roots run deep in this good, good ground. A little bit country, a little bit praise. It's the rhythm of redemption in a sunlit blaze.
Got joy like a backbeat. Truth.
God, I love that song. I love that song. That is Back Porch Revival by my son-in-law, JJ. He wrote that and produced it and everything. You can ask Wayne. I play it every week just because I love it. But
Good song.
it's a great song, and it's really he goes to church, and him and my daughter are raising up 4 of my grandsons to be young, godly kids. That he really is, and I'm proud of him and her for doing that. But he wrote my theme song, which is cool. But off air, we were talking. Do we want to go into the canning stuff that we were talking about, or do we want to finish up on this?
Well, let's finish up, and if we have any time, we can talk canning.
Yeah, I don't want to be Beeson. I don't want to be Beeson. So go ahead.
Yeah, I have to fuss at him. In fact, he said, "Can you come back tomorrow because we didn't get finished?" I'm like, "I'm not getting up early again." So,
Oh, me, go ahead.
okay. So we're talking about the third black swan event that could happen that most people would realize what was going on. And you can start in the Midwest with the water disappearing, Colorado River drying up, Lake Mead. You know, back in the 70s, I went to Lake Mead and it was full, and now it's like halfway down. Because of such a water shortage and a 100-year drought.
But
So
man, we got the Alabama River. We got the Alabama River. We're not going to ever run out of water.
Yeah, right. Well, ask Georgia. You know, I'm on Georgia War Room a lot, talking about them building all of the data centers and the water that they have to cool those towers on those data centers. And how many years, 25, 30 years that we've actually been in a fight with Georgia about who gets the water and where
the water
from. And So don't think that just because we have this much water in Alabama that we can't get into a water crisis, and we won't realize that we're in a water crisis until after it's already here.
Right.
So if we run into an EMP or martial law or a sovereign fight, which is possibility, then you've got to think about, where's my water going to come from? Because if the grid goes down, the water's not going to run through that faucet. So there are things that you can do. I have 2 water catchments. We have water storage. This house in Bluff Park was built with a well somewhere in the backyard. So if you have a well and you're living in urban and have it covered up, you need to go find it.
Right. Right.
Because it could be the only source you have of water when everything stops.
Mm.
So you need we have a lot of water straws that, you can suck water out of. Now we have, yeah, but there are things that you can get like chlorine dioxide water treatment drops, the little tablets.
Yep.
And even now, I would go ahead and get a purifier, some kind of water purifier. Most people can't afford a Berkey, but if you've got enough money to get a Berkey purifier, that would be the way to go. Because
they also have some on YouTube. Me and Wayne were looking at. You can make your own. All you just need is the filters.
right.
Do you remember, Wayne? We were using
Yeah.
looking at them with the 5-gallon buckets and stuff like
Right.
that.
Oh.
Right.
So
And then
when
learning
they
about
get, Go ahead,
just learning about what's in the water, and each time you filter it, what's still left in the water, what bugs
Right.
you didn't get out. I turned David on to that, man. I don't remember the guy's name, but it sent us down a huge rabbit trail. We was terrified after hearing what's in the water. I was like, okay.
Because even if you get it out of the creek, we have a great big ditch that when it rains, it floods, but drinking that water would not be safe, but unless you had some kind of water filtration. So, so that's the third thing that could happen. And then, of course, the fourth one, which is going to be upon us soon, already been here one time, COVID is going to be an outbreak, a pandemic, a super pandemic. COVID was a test run. And those of us without scales on our eyes that didn't take that poison, all you had to do was go on the CDC website and look what was in it to find out exactly what it was. The measles are back. Whooping cough is back. The bird flu, they've tried to do that to us 3 or 4 times. They've killed millions of chickens without even testing. So the government is testing this whole pandemic thing again. But now that Trump's in office, he's given us a reprieve, and I'm going to call it that.
He's doing a lot. But Miss Ann, I'm gonna tell you this, and you can take it any way you want to take it, but I think you'll understand when I say this. He's talking about the economy and everything being so great and everything. I don't feel it. I don't feel it down here. The little guys like me and you and Wayne, we're not feeling it yet. Now, once it gets here, okay. The gas is down a little bit. The eggs are down a little bit, but there's other stuff that is still going up. People's rent, insurance, all that stuff is going up, and it's being, they're about to, when you get a raise, it doesn't matter because it doesn't do any good for you.
Right. Well, he's doing everything he can, and he's battling the forces of evil He brought out a new insurance bill today to give the money back to the people instead of to the insurance. I mean, he's worked. It is so bad that I have to give him credit for what he's been able to accomplish. But it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad
Yeah.
that you just can't do that kind of stuff overnight and
Oh,
battle
no.
like
It's
he's
just like a
Not
big,
battling.
4 years.
it's just,
Not 4
well,
years.
and it's just like a battleship. You can't turn it around on a dime,
Right.
That's
you
right.
know. So, all right, guys, we're fixing to have to go to break again because we went long in the last one, and we'll be back right after this.
Faith so loud, even doubt gotta run.
We don't fake it, we just live what we say. Turn an ordinary porch to a glory-filled parade.
Got my feet.
Hi, guys. Welcome back into Back to the Basics with Big Dave, Mr. Wayne, and Miss Ann Eubanks, our friend and that I've known for a long time. We've been going through. Now we're talking about the pandemic. And then when we get through this pandemic, we're going to talk about some canning stuff. And we're going to definitely have to bring you on next month again.
Okay.
Because we ain't got through nothing that I really wanted to get through. We got through
Right.
more than Beeson let you get through.
That's right.
Well, that is
And-
true.
And better music.
Yeah,
according to
better
you.
much better music. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. We're talking about the pandemic. I am, hey, if you wanted to take the jab and you did it, that's more power to you. I'm a pure blood. I didn't take it. My wife didn't take it. But she got COVID. She got tested for it. She had it. I had the same symptoms about 2 days later. I never got tested for it. I just went through it. So what else you got on the pandemic, Miss Ann?
So the COVID was kind of a precursor to just how much control can they get away with.
Yeah.
And there were only about 3% of the people who didn't fall for it. But if you remember correctly, 3% of the people fought the Revolutionary War to free the country. So it doesn't take a whole bunch.
Wow.
Uh,
Say that again.
yeah,
3%
did not fall for you have to wear a mask, you have to stand 6 feet, you can't go do this, you can't go to church.
But what about the Revolutionary War?
Only 3% of patriots fought to free this country.
Wow.
Only 3% were actually for freeing
Wow.
the country.
Is that not crazy? That is wild as all get out.
Well, I'm part of that 3% because both sides of my family were here in the late 1600s. So
Wow.
Well, my
I'm
family-
one of the 3%.
One part of my family is Irish, and they were brought over as the first slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
I mean that, but hey, I am a patriot. I am a patriot. I think we all three are patriots.
Right.
So we just got to do what we know is to be done.
Yeah.
When they talk about being in a pandemic or whatever, I remember at the radio station. I don't remember if you were up there with us at this time, Ann, but we had the papers because we were considered essential. We had to get to the station. So if they did martial law, I was able to go through the roadblocks
Yep.
to be able to get to the station because we are considered an essential company. But, I'm sitting here, and during that time, we were all sitting up there going, isn't everybody's job essential?
Yeah.
Look how many people they put out of business, and the government picked winners and losers. And hopefully next time there'll be enough of us to be able to stand against it, but we can't count on that. That's because
I,
a lot of people have scales on their eyes and just can't see it.
right. I think a lot of people have, and I know this is going to sound crazy, folks, but I think social media, as far as X and TikTok, has opened up people's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Not as much as Facebook. Facebook, they kind of, put their foot on the necks of a lot
Yes.
of people being able to say stuff. But in TikTok and in especially X, or formerly Twitter, Elon got it to where, we could say what we wanted to say. It was the, standing out on the corner in the middle of town, being able to say what you wanted to say.
Right. So in order to get prepared for that, and all of these black swan events, we could go into, you've got to have long-term food supplies. They're saying 3 months. I don't think 3 months is long enough. 6 months to a year before, because if you think the government's going to come save you after 3 months,
Nope.
you don't know much about the government. So, you see it all the time. You got to have backup medicine. If you're somebody that takes medicine every day, you have to have a stockpile. We have got to take care of ourselves, grow our own food, figure out where our water is coming from, learn the old-timey remedies like the
Right.
Amish still do.
Canning,
Making your bread, dealing with injuries,
yeah,
having a supply kit for injuries, because we won't know when it's coming. We won't, and there's going to be a lot of us sitting around going, "Why is the power off? What's
right.
going on?"
Yeah.
And it'll take us a while. So if the first time you realize that an EMP has hit or we've had a black swan event, you need to haul yourself to the closest grocery store and just, grab whatever you don't have
Right.
already. But preparedness is the only way. Now, bugging out or bugging in, it doesn't matter. If you don't have what it takes to keep yourself alive, you have to be prepared. You have to understand what's going on and how to take care of you and your family. Don't forget your dog food.
No. Well, and not only being prepared mentally, physically, but biblically.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm sitting here looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 or 8 Bibles on this bookshelf behind me. I have books. Now, when this goes out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have something to do. I have
right.
I have a bunch of books over here, and I need to get the dummy book that you have.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna really need that one, because
Yeah.
I probably need to read it first.
Yeah.
I
The
noticed
gummy
it said
book.
all in one.
Yeah. The Amish book. There's an Amish book out there that I saw the other day. I thought, "Oh, I need that," because that's the way they live. Candles. The thing about heating, if you're going into the winter, of course, in Alabama, that's, unless it really gets really, really cold or snows, which is, we don't have a lot of that. But there's one thing in that book where you get those clay pots, the little flower pots, and turn them upside down over a candle, and it heats the room.
Yeah.
It's things that you can do that, you don't have to spend $1 million. You have it. You just got to know it. You have to be prepared. And it has to be put in a place that you can get to it.
That's the key. That is the key right there.
Accessible.
Me and Wayne talked about that, and one of the things that it was funny because you were talking about not having the coins and stuff like that when the financial goes down. One of the things that me and Wayne did a show on is what to and not to barter. And one of the things that blew my mind about what you should have to barter is Band-Aids.
And toilet tissue.
Yes, toilet paper, but you should not barter bullets.
Right. Oh, no.
Stuff like that. Something that you can give someone to hurt you, you should never do.
Yeah.
Right.
But, it just blows my mind that I wish we'd bring the barter system back.
Yeah.
Me too.
I really do, because, there's times that, I'd give you, 3 jars of chicken if you'd give me, X. That's one of the things that I'm trying to do. Like I told you off air a while ago, I bought the new Nesco 9.5 electric pressure canner, and to do me a bunch of small batch tested. I want to test it because one of the things that I don't like is I messed up. One of the first things I messed up on was I did a bunch of ground beef, like 10 pounds of it. And then I ended up realizing I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell. So why do I do that? On the show. And Mr. Wayne, thank you always. And we will see y'all next week.
Second Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.